Billy Garland, Tupac's father. He's doing the exact same thing that Snoop Dogg's doing, trying to rewrite history. You're trying to paint yourself in a better light. But you know what, Billy? Tupac had some interviews, and he talked about you. You must have forgotten in your old age. But don't worry. We'll remind you here tonight on the Late Night Ride. So Tupac's biological father, his name is William Garland, better known as Billy Garland. Billy basically had nothing to do with his son growing up. Only got in touch with Tupac after he became famous. Now, Billy Garland basically says he was with Tupac till he was 5 or 6 years old. This dude's full of shit. According to Tupac's songs, according to some of the interviews Tupac's been in, the man that Tupac thought was his father was the legendary kingpin Nicky Barnes' right-hand man, Legs Saunders. He thought that Legs was his dad. He ain't know nothing about Billy Garland. And if y'all remember, part of the words to Dear Mama was, he passed away and I couldn't cry because my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. He was talking about Legs Saunders because he only came through every now and again, dropped off some gifts, and then slid out. This fool Billy Garland over here acting like those words were about him.
I knew. At first I was upset because I'm trying to see you and, but then it hit me. Well, one, I ain't dead.
Reason number two is he hardly even knows me, so why the fuck would he be talking about me? That's what he should have said, but he didn't with his lying ass. Here's Tupac in his own words, talking about Legs, the man that he thought was his father.
Did you know who the father was, your biological father?
I still don't know who it is, for sure. I've never taken any blood tests. The guy who I knew was my father, who claimed to be my father, he passed away, he died.
And is that Legs?
Yes.
In 1997, this man really took Tupac's mom to court, suing her for half of what was Tupac's, saying he was entitled because he was the father. You've been absent all these years. He says that the reason he was suing Tupac's estate is because Afeni, Tupac's mom, put on the death certificate that Tupac's father was dead. And he took that as an insult. In reality, bruh, she would probably put that shit on there just so it's like, man, you don't have no say-so on shit. You're just a pop-up every now and again father. And ultimately, the court must have ruled the same way because they felt, hey, man, you don't get shit either. How dare you step up in here feeling like you're entitled to something? Talking about the only reason I'm suing is because I felt insulted. Get the fuck out of here. Who you fooling? This dude's singing a whole different story now that he lost a court case talking about, I didn't want none of his estate. There's an article from the LA Times, 1997, December 10th. A Los Angeles Superior Court Tuesday denied an inheritance claim by the biological father of slain actor/rapper Tupac Shakur. New Jersey trucker William Garland has sought to inherit half of Shakur's estate, which could be worth millions. But Shakur's mother, Afeni, vigorously opposed the claim, saying Garland was an absentee father who contributed little to Tupac's upbringing. The article goes on to show that the testimony that Billy Garland provided shows his contributions to Tupac's care included $820, a bag of peanuts, and a ticket to rollerball. Garland, who never married Afeni Shakur, did not see Tupac during 15 of his 25 years. You know, one of the dead giveaways about how weak of a motherfucking man this dude is? He said, everybody got something from this motherfucker except me. And then laughed it off. Like, I ain't tripping though. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're tripping.
And when he asked me, do I need something? That if I said I did, then I would look like everything that they said I was, coming out the woodwork looking for money.
You didn't have enough time to take advantage of your son's success. If you're giving away car shit, I'll take one.
I didn't need nothing, but I could have used something. You giving away cars? Fuck, okay, give me one.
You don't deserve one. I get there's an alternative argument here that a lot of people are saying it's all Afeni's fault that he wasn't in his life. But you know what, man? Billy is saying that I tried to track him down for years. A private investigator will find out where your kid is within a week. She didn't change her name. She was on government assistance, which means you had to fill out legal documentation, an official address, etc., etc. When Tupac was born, his original name was Lassane Crooks, okay? Afeni changed his name when he was 1 year old. So Billy already knew that Tupac's name was Tupac. And it never changed, nor did hers. You could have tracked him down. You didn't. You telling us that you was reaching out to the Panther Party that was non-existent at that time, basically? Couldn't find nobody? So then what, man? Life just carried on, man? So for those of you that are blaming Afeni for taking Tupac away from his father, look at this man. This man came into his son's life when he was already successful. You didn't make any real attempts, bruh. She knew you didn't make any real attempts. Sometimes a woman's intuition is real. And she knew that Billy Garland was a deadbeat ass dad. A nothing. What benefit can you possibly give Tupac? She might as well move around. And that's what she did. And I can't blame her. Now, Billy Garland went on record saying that, she got hooked on drugs and whatnot, and that's basically why she left. But according to Pac says he was already in California by the time she started messing with that shit.
During that time when you went to California, your mother was in Baltimore. Is that when she was a crack addict?
No, she was addicted to crack when I was in California.
So the timeline isn't really adding up. Tupac once wrote a poem called The Rose That Grew Through the Concrete. One could certainly argue that Tupac is the rose. And unfortunately, the concrete is that of his junkie-ass mom, Afeni, and his deadbeat junkie-ass dad, Billy. And that's all I have to say here tonight on the Late Night Ride.